Well, it looks like he hit a home run. This is what these people be doing. Stealing souls. Wow. This is something to look into.
Peace and love, Empress. She should be coming on in a few minutes.
Okay, good.
Okay. She just forgot.
Okay. There was a young man on had a article up. This is like something literal. Like I've always thought of this as, something that was just something people said, but it's a literal thing. Let me see, can I find this one?
Did I read that right?
Yeah.
How to sell your
Submit your application to sell your soul.
Jeez.
Yep, that's what they do
That
in the
is
entertainment industry and in the music industry.
that's nuts.
So these people will give them everything and put all this shiny stuff and materialistic things in front of them in an agreement to take their souls. That's how they sell their souls. Also, these priests, for them to be priests and supposed to be um upholding the Bible and the holy text, they don't tell these young men, especially in the music industry today, they don't tell them that all of these things that they waving in front of them and this homosexuality and all these other things that they force them to do is going to come with a price. And if they're really, think about it, if they're really priests for righteousness, why are they not following the law? They do everything in opposite of the law, meaning the spiritual law.
because it's not in them.
Exactly. It's all a front. They're there to control the people and to have access to people so they can do whatever they want with people. Fool them, deceive them, make them think they're so good and righteous. And the whole time they have divisive plans for them. These people need to die. They need to die off the face of the earth. And messed up all these young men, and you don't see no other group, no other racial group with all this homosexuality except ours, and it be the darkest, burliest, muscle bound brothers who are now feminine. Why is that? What's going on here? Because they want to diminish our bloodline. They putting out sorcery and spells on our people. This is like something serious.
It's especially in the book of Leviticus, it tells you that that is an abomination. If a man lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, they both have committed an abomination, and they should surely be put to death, and the blood run upon them. But these policy enforcers, so-called police, they're not doing that because they're not here to protect you. They're only here to protect businesses and code breakers. That's who they're here to protect. So, the law is that if you see this stuff, you must put them to death. And then, in other countries, they put homosexuality to death. Hang you and throw stones at you. They'll beat the sticks to death. I know they
Mm-hmm.
did it in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And the police locked themselves inside their own police department because it was too many people, and so they was stoning them to death. And you just see the stones just breaking their skulls and putting holes and everything. It's like, what the? I saw the whole thing on video. I said, whoa, what
There was
the?
I seen the Jamaican man shoot his own son because he molested a child.
Yeah,
They don't play that.
they don't play that. You know, that's the TV. That's the TV. They watch the TV, and you see these commercials now. You see a so-called black man and a so-called white man, and you see, that they flicking their finger like, come here, and they kissing each other, and this is what the children see, and this is what they want them to see, that it's okay to be something that you're not, but you can't speak on it, because if you speak on it, oh, it's a hate crime. No, it's not a hate crime. The Bible tells you that it's an abomination, and you should be put to death, not rejoiced, not to get a slap on the wrist, no, to be put to death, because that is not natural. That is not the order of nature. The order of nature is to reproduce and be fruitful to the
Mm-hmm.
earth. That's what
Yes.
being fruitful means, to have plenty of offspring on the earth, legacies on the earth.
Okay.
Two homosexuals can't produce legacies.
And
That's how.
that's what that's what those who are perpetuating this want. That's exactly what they want. They don't want the Asiatic male to keep producing seed because that's more competition for them. This is the sickness of what we're dealing with these black nobility families, with these 1% that's been behind Bill Gates, that's been behind all Warren Buffett.
I could tell you one right. I could tell you one right now. What's his name? Medea dude.
Oh yeah, yep.
You know, he ain't the only one. Wesley Snipes have done it. And what's that movie that they all dressed up like women? It was Wesley Snipes. It was another Hispanic brother and a couple of people. They were dressed like women and stuff like that. It's back in the early '80s.
Well, that's what they okay. Now you're talking about the Boule and the secret societies that run the industry. You're talking about Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how they allow them to advance. Anybody you see with all of this power and a whole city full of studios, he is playing the game with those that have been in charge, those that are ruling that industry. So, in order to have all of that, you have to have sold your soul in more than one way in your body. That's what the boule requires. They require that. This they have put a sick twist on everything that was true, righteous, and good that was created by the empire, the imperial family. Those that came into power, you know, they squandered everything. This is why they don't need to have the power. This is exactly why um, King David, King David Solomon Maxima of America, who had all the knowledge and information, who was the bookkeeper and the scribe for the imperial first family of Tahuti Maxima. This is exactly why this certain information was not to be in the hands of everybody. Because look what they do with it. Look what they've done with it. They did everything to uplift themselves, self-serving, use the knowledge for self-serving purposes and not to help the people or bring upon, positivity and righteousness in the world. They didn't do that. They used superior knowledge to dominate, control, and tear down people and be destructive on the land. And then bring these pale faced Scots and fake Jews out of the mountains to do their bidding for them because they were used for laboring. So they use them for laboring, all right, and fool the whole world into believing that you know the white man running everything, and people still talk like that. This white man, not even knowing they taking orders from the Asiatic Bilderberg family. Ain't that something? The Asiatic Palavanici family, the Asiatic Rockefeller family, the Asiatic Rothschild family. Oh, I'm I'm spilling the beans in these books. Just you wait. Like I said, y'all can pre-order the books. It'll be fresh press September 2022. Oh yeah, it's going down. Telling it all. Exposing them.
Got to.
Okay.
I say, well, Empress, did you know this? Do you know who this Galaxy A11 is?
Sounds familiar. No, tell me what it is.
No, I'm talking.
Oh, that's matriarch. Say something, matriarch, so we know it's you. Or we gonna X you out again.
No,
Mhm.
everybody. 1,000 apologies. I have family from Ohio that I was going to see when I was at my fiasco flying, and they came down anyway. And um, it's 5 girls, and we were doing hair all day. So it just
Okay.
totally slipped my mind. I guess I thought it was Saturday or something. So I'm glad Noble called me and let me know that we were live. We were on. Where are we live?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to
Mhm.
check.
Yeah, we are. Oh man, it's just a lot been going on, and I'm just ready to really get to the next plateau um of everything that we have to do and really get down to the work and get us and our people back on the right track. Um these revelations is just blowing my mind to even know or realize what has really been going on, the big secrets that have been kept. And these people die and kill over these secrets that I'm sharing with y'all. And it's for me to share because they can't do nothing to me. And because that's my job and my duty, this right here, what's getting ready to come out is just something that needs to come out. It's something that, I'm sure a lot of people in high places already been knowing. I remember that president of Venezuela, Hugo, I think that was the name. He came out some years back and he was like, the black people of America own that land.
Hugo
He,
Chavez.
yeah, he kept saying it. And he was like, and I don't care if they kill me. And sure enough, they killed him. Somehow he died. And shortly after that, about 6 months after that, he was like, I'm gonna tell the truth. The black people own America. See, but when you come up against this monster, these entities, you gotta be ready. You have to be ready. That's why I be telling the tribe and I be telling all these folks that want to file liens and do all these things that I do. It comes with a price. And if you ain't ready, these people will try to take you out of here. They try to take you out of here, but doing less than that. If you prominent Asiatic, that's their mission for some reason. That is the mission of the Illuminati, the Boule Bilderberg group. To suppress others, suppress and dominate over others. And anything, if they can dominate you and take your stuff, that's what they're gonna do. By any means necessary. Try to take whatever is yours. They don't care. They the authors of identity theft. It's a whole lot that's getting ready to come out about that. They are the authors of identity theft. Two one fool. Who is that?
Yes, Empress Ninti, this is Matriarch. You're right. And the reason that I have been for 8 years is that they did just that to me, and I have been fighting them. I have been battling them in court for 8 years. So when they came to my house with their guns and asked me to leave, I said, oh, okay. They took this little house from me. Little did they know I'm a small piece of leather, well put together, and they opened up a can of whip for their own self. So I'm taking all the land back.
It's on.
And I found out who I am, whose I am, and they can't touch me because I'm spiritual, inclined with the Creator, in line, first in line, first in time.
Shit.
They cannot touch us. Although they think they can, their hands will burn, their bodies will burn. Their time is up. They have no more time to do what they are doing to get over. We are woke. We're not asleep at the wheel any longer. They have taught us and programmed us and trained us a long time. but some of us have been fighting the whole way. We knew this wasn't right. This wasn't our ancestors' way. This is a pale-faced creature's way. That's not who we follow. This is a 3/5 of a man, mankind, a kind of a man. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He think he learning something now because he been in the outer space, but he can't go nowhere. He can't go nowhere. Our ancestors are not playing with him. Our ancestors do not play. And we are our ancestors come again. In our DNA, we can build whatever. We can build a pyramid. It's in our DNA. That's why they're trying to cloud our DNA, trying to poison us, trying to make us not remember, trying to weaken our DNA, especially with those, I don't even want to call them drugs. That's what they were giving people, drugs. Those were biometric drugs to poison people's bodies to make them optometrons. These people are no longer considered human. What kind of mess is that? But I got to get my shot. Oh, I got to get the booster. Did you get it? Heck no, I didn't get it. Are you nuts?
They didn't read the fine print.
Islam.
Why would you want your young children's sexual organs to be tampered with at a young age so your children's children could come out messed up?
They
You
were
don't
being
know.
pressured. They were being pressured. This is how the enemy does things. They take things away if you don't. Okay, you got free will, but you're not going to be able to go to school, go to work if you don't get this shot. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, if you don't know how to stand on who you are and stand your ground, a lot of folks didn't know how to defend themselves. This is why it's important for us who know better to really reach out and stand for righteousness and try to shut these people down, because some people don't know what we know, and they're not taking time to do research and study and to see this shot, this whole vaccine series of shots is still in an experimental stage. So if that's the case, why would a reputable doctor be pushing that? Doctor, nurse, clinical person, why would they be pushing that?
Money.
It's a whole lot more to it than that.
RNA information.
The
Something-
Asiatic ones
something
belong
big is-
to the
Yeah, they getting paid to.
ones.
They getting paid. They were getting paid to do that, but most of those doctors, lawyers, nurses, all of those that's in these higher up authoritative positions are a part of secret orders.
Right.
And those that created this vaccine are the heads of the secret orders. So if they tell them this needs to be pushed and we need these numbers, you had Congress people saying, no, we're not going to vote for that until we get this many numbers. Until we get 9,000 people to take the shot. Then we'll come to an agreement. Who told him to say that?
As soon as they said you can't sue, that opened my eyes right there. I can't sue you if I get sick.
Well, that's why they send you to the doctor. All of that's automatic. That's why I tell people, if they're gonna get you, they're gonna try to get you in the hospital,
Mhm,
because there they can claim immunity.
mhm.
That's why you have to protect those that you know, your family, your friends that go inside these hospitals and these clinics and in all of these different places. You have to monitor them,
Mhm.
because if you don't, if you leave them unattended, these people will try to impress their will upon them. And you don't want that. Our people are too trusting. We don't know who the enemy is. That's why they so trusting. We don't know who the enemy is. And if you look back, if you're an avid researcher and you look in the archives and you look back and you see the first debaucheries of these doctors and all of these cave dwellers that came out of the cave just botching people up, didn't know what they were doing. This was done purposely, experimenting on people. They didn't know what they was doing. This serves the agenda of their master, black nobility. Everything we've been seeing, knowing, thinking we know, and been learning is in the reverse. All who you thought was in control and in power, pale faced white man, is the Asiatic woman. She's still in power. She ain't in her rightful place in the hierarchy of families, but she's still in power. She comes from a family that stole power, that overthrew power. But nevertheless, the Asiatic power structure never went anywhere. We just were fed visuals and imagery and lies for us to believe that, when that's really not the case. It's crazy. But you got to be a devil to keep this going and to perpetuate it and think it's okay to do that to your own people, because you in a group full of other families that's all doing the same thing. Monopolize the economies of the world and put a pale faced villain up front to make it look like they are the ones doing all the witchery. So nobody will never know it's really them doing all this wickedness and hatred against their own kind, against their own bloodlines. It's sick. You gotta be. You gotta be sick to perpetuate that. After you got older, okay, you were taught this at 13, 12, whatever age it was, and this was a part of your family thing. But once you got to be an adult and you kept this going, you're sick. I don't care what nobody say. You're a sick individual. But again, they deal with sorcery, and they probably doing spells to control people. That's why you got to be strong. You have to clear your path. You have to keep your energy in a place of light and righteousness, so that you do not be overwhelmed and swept into darkness, because it will and can happen if you do do not keep yourself at a higher vibration, can easily be swept into the madness. And then you look around and you be lost. Like, what happened? That's been my saving grace, just to stay humble, stay in a place of righteousness. That's all I can put it. That's the only way I can put it.
So may I iterate on that?
Yes,
I'll,
Ashe, I
I'll
yield.
say, I'll say, I'll say that humble part because I second that motion. Just know I've been looking for you my whole life. As Matriarch said, a lot of us, or at least her, some of us are on our own path. Some of us are here. Some of us are there. I feel like I was one of those entities on it my whole entire journey thus far. So from day one, my solar return to Earth, to this realm. And so I want to say first off, gratitudes for the love and the guidance amongst the tribe, because for one, that's needed. Though more than on paper for me, it's been spiritual. So as I was speaking with an elder in the tribe prior, I'm just letting him know, like, these last few times, these last few sessions, these last few lectures that you had, just speaking straight through me, not to me, because it's in me and not on me. I wanted to tell you that. So,
Ashe, Noble. Good to hear that from the youth. I consider you the youth. You ain't a baby, but you a baby to
so,
us.
so,
It's good that we can relate. I mean, the truth is going to relate to all shapes, colors, and sizes if you in line of righteousness. If you stand in righteousness, the truth is going to shine through no matter what. So I'm glad that my candidness and my truth is resonating, and it needs to be heard. It's like we
sure.
go through this life in a maze. Those of us who are a little bit different, a little bit more in tune, it's like a maze for us because we can't really relate to a lot of the BS that's going on because we can see through it. And then you around people going along with it, and you just get tired of it. You just gotta. For me, I've always had to take a stand. I can't just follow the crowd. That's not me. If it's not right, and if it don't feel right, I don't care. I don't care who doing it. Everybody around me could be doing it. I'm not doing it. But you have to have that strong will, and you just gotta tap in. You gotta tap into your inner knowing. That's what's gonna always be your saving grace. And most of the elders, they've been brainwashed. They don't know no better. This knowledge and information that's coming to the planet right now is something, the energy was not there, was not present when they were young. So you just gotta forgive them for they know not what they do and try to uplift them. That's why I'm not really into just communing all the time, because I need to hear from my inner voice. I need to hear from the inner voice. That's what guides me. That's how I know I'm on the right track. For some people, that's uncomfortable. They can't vibe there. They don't understand that. And I get it. That's fine, but I have to do what I know works for me and what has always worked for me and never led me wrong. And that's getting in tune with self so I can hear that inner voice. And that way I know where the information and knowledge is coming from.
So
I don't take in a lot of information from others because I don't know that to be true. But if I tap in and I can hear that inner voice, I know that to be true. And these are the natural things that our lineages have always done that the oppressor don't want you to do. Want to keep you playing music and doing all this rhetoric, teaching these children. My children was in high school, the teacher telling them to play music and do your homework. No, what are you talking about? You can't focus. You want to keep your mind discombobulated and confused when you're supposed to be concentrating. They don't want these children to hear their inner voice. That's that power coming through. I heard one of the rappers say that my son had turned me on to Young Dolph, and my feelings was hurt because my son had showed him to me. He said, "Ma, they killed him." And I was like, "Wow, this young brother was a young god on the planet,
Islam.
straight up." This is the hate that we have to contain. We have to destroy. We have to protect those that can't protect themselves. This is why I share with the tribe how to harness and invoke your power. We supposed to be protecting him. It's too much wicked out here. They killed that boy for what? Nipsey Hussle, they killed him. Young God on the planet for what? That's these black nobility families because they independent. They getting ready to uplift a nation, and they had the money to do it. I'm telling y'all what's going on.
Islam.
The spirit hit me so hard when it showed me some things I couldn't stop crying. I just was hurt. Like the spirit, the ancient ones, they was hurt by these young nobles that had been killed, untimely deaths taken away from here. They was going to be used for pillars to help uplift our people and be used as tools, and they couldn't fulfill their destiny because they didn't have the protection. They didn't have the spiritual protection that I now have and I know how to invoke. And that hurts my feelings. It really does. They out here just being themselves and they don't even know they got a hidden enemy plotting on them all the time. It's just ridiculous. Because they don't want to see them shine. They don't want to see them uplift the nation and the neighborhood they was cleaning up and helping others see millions and see success and prosperity. And they're not a part of that crowd, that clique. They didn't need nobody to help them raise themselves up out of nothing. That's a God. That's a God right there.
Islam. Islam.
That's who we need right now. We need them. The same people trying to take me out every day is the same ones that took them out.
Islam.
Because they know what we're here to do. They read, they have readers, they have astrologers, they know who each and every one of us is. Then try to cut you off at the knees so you can't see your destiny. You can't walk in the image and the likeness of the Most High God, your creator, so that you can help others see who they are and see that they gods and goddesses on the planet. I'm made in the image and the likeness of my Most High creator, so that's me too. These people, these black nobility families, these 1%, these Boule, these Illuminati, all ran by Asiatic prominent families. They don't want others to have more power than them. They want to keep and retain the power in their own families. So this is the things that they've been doing to diminish and control the other population of the Asiatics. They had been running the music and film and movie industry. Any competition, they want to take them out. That's what they did to get here. Took out the competition, took out their own family. What you think they gonna do to everybody else who ain't even in their family line? They took out their own family. Man, these people is diabolical enemies to us. And they look like us. And but they don't see you. They don't see you like they brother and they sister. This is the hurting part that I had to see in my own family line. I'm like, I would never do nothing like that. It's not even in me to do anything like that. I wouldn't do it to a stranger, let alone my family. That's why they gotta go. That's why I'm one lady with a big black pot in the backyard. For all y'all spiritual people, you know what that means.
So
Islam, yes, ma'am.
I do my work. I do my work every day.
Islam.
Gotta bring balance. You can't have change and balance without death and rebirth. I'm I'm comfortable with that now. That's what it takes. That's what it takes.
I got you covered on the West Coast.
I say, by fire, by force. It only take but a few of us. One of us in alignment can take out 1 million who are not. These are the secrets that's being revealed in this time of revelation that's coming through. And it's a lot more, you know, that will be in the books and the New and True Testament Biblios that the Most High and the creators and the ancestors are bringing through. Like I said, that J, that O, and that U did not even exist until those um, cave dwellers came out of the cave. They had to create names for themselves. They had to create names and inject themselves into the Bible and into history, into his story, because they had none prior to that. So when you see the J, the O, and the U, you know where the fraud is. Jacob. The ancestors left clues. So you know that Jesus is a fictional character. Or they changed the name. They injected a name there and took out and omitted a name. See, I don't just follow. I don't just follow and don't ask no questions like they want you to do in church. Got to get to the root. Got to get to the root of it.
Time to stop being sheeple.
Yeah, exactly. Was trying to find. Oh, somehow they got taken down off of my screen. Somebody that had a whole documentary on this. Let me see. There was somebody coming out talking about it. Yeah, I think I can find it from here. Yep, this him right here. Yep, yep, this him right here. Y'all see it?
Yes, I see it.
It's on.
Wow. Yep, this is what the spirit realm gave me. This is really what happens. It's been long rumored that celebrities sell their souls to the Illuminati in order to gain their celebrity status and wealth. Despite being one of the most well-known and long-standing conspiracy theories, there are few details on how this actually happens until now, apparently.
Islam Empress, sorry to cut you off, but could you move the subject matter to the left a little? I got a half a screen of the subject matter.
It's on a full screen.
You know, you can move it yourself. You put your
You
thumb right
gotta,
on your
yeah, you
phone.
gotta.
Oh, I certainly did it that quick. Thank you.
It's
Put your
on.
thumb on your phone and then you can adjust it to where you want.
Okay, I have it.
There's another child actor that came out with that same accusation, but he went deeper and he was talking about the child pornography and the sex trafficking and all that stuff. I can't remember his name. He's a child actor. He was in a lot of Disney movies. He's a grown
You
man
talking
now.
about? You talking about the one that I had posted up there? We talked about. We were just talking about him. The one that was talking about
Orlando Brown.
Puffy, yeah, Puffy and all of them. Orlando Brown.
No, this is a white celebrity,
Oh,
Caucasian
okay.
celebrity, and he's from the Disney industry, and he came out and was saying how the entire industry is satanic.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name now, but they blackballed him.
Of course they did.
Would that be the reason that this young one's speaking out?
Yeah,
Black boy?
they're all coming out now.
Would that be the reason who coming out?
Or this guy from the subject matter, this David Dobrik.
I don't know. Let's see what he got to say.
It's that time. They gotta come forth and tell the truth.
That's what she wanted to be. And she met somebody who could promise her that. And she met somebody. Have you ever heard this? No. She met somebody. It's crazy. And he was like, I know how to make you famous. And she's like, how? And he's like, we can turn you into anything. Scientology. We can turn you, honestly, they may have been. We can turn you into a singer, an actor, whatever you want.
And TV's made.
And yeah, really. I want to be made. And one day he visited her apartment and he was like in a suit and tie. And I came in and I saw him in the suit. And then she's like, please leave. And she closed the door on me. So I left. And she came up to my apartment fucking sobbing. And she was like, this guy, please, you cannot repeat this. And for 3 years, I held the story to myself because I thought this guy was going to kill me. But they were like, if you ever repeat this, they'll kill me and they'll kill you and they'll kill anybody that you love. And she was sobbing to me. And she's like, this guy you came to and he was telling me that. Sorry, my headphone. You hear that?
You just gotta get closer to it.
Oh, okay. She was like, this guy came to me. He's like, I can turn you into anything you want to be, but you have to sacrifice somebody. And I just spoke to my mother and my mom. My mom really supports me, and she's like willing to be sacrificed so I can become like famous. A singer or whatever, famous, whatever. And it was just completely serious, and it was really fucking terrifying. Really, really terrifying.
Like you believed her.
Totally believed her. And I didn't tell anybody until she told you guys at dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God she's telling somebody else, because I did not want to fucking die with the secret.
You can't hold that for that long.
Freaking out so much. And then one day we went to like a Hollywood party, and I don't want to say the names that were there, but they were like these big Hollywood guys who've been around for a really long time. Like, they're like, when you think of like old Hollywood, these are the names that come up. Yeah. And she was talking to one of them. She was an attractive person. So the guys at the party were like into her, and they were like listening to what she was saying. And she was just like, yeah, I was approached by the Illuminati. And this one guy goes, please do not listen to anything they have to say. They ruined my best friend's life. And he was referring to Michael Jackson. And he's like, they ruined my friend's life. They're horrible people. And it was fucking and I was sitting there. This was like a 4 a.m. conversation. And I was sitting there just like, like, oh my God, like I need to go tell somebody.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here listening to this.
Stressing out. And I mean, that's kind of where it got to. Like, that was like the climax of it. But it was like a really serious thing that she like really kept a secret. And like, now I've been around enough, and I've gotten to like ask like a lot of like celebs that I met about the Illuminati, because I've always been so curious. Right?
Yeah,
like that's like such a big thing. Like every time I meet any big celeb, like my fourth question in is like, Illuminati, real, fake? And always same answer. It's always the same answer. It's like, oh yeah. Everybody, no matter who they are, everyone always says that because it's as a joke. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like a really creepy thing. And I remember she told you guys. What did you guys think when she told you? Were you there, or was it just that?
The thing is that we weren't out here for a long time, so I feel like we kind of believed it, right? Because we haven't been to that many parties, we haven't met that many people.
think there's some weird shit going on.
I agree that I'm sure there's definitely an Illuminati, there's definitely a world order or whatever. Like, there needs to be, like, someone needs to keep everything in check in some way or another.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Tragic.
Sound went out.
So what do y'all think?
I think it's real. I mean, yeah, I think it's real.
I would say, like he's saying, this new world order is real. At least he's admitting that. Though Empress, as she said earlier, all of these tactics, strategies, vaccines, etc., comes from the Black nobility families that give them their order. The Illuminati. It's just affirmation right here. So,
This is how I came to the realization of my family line. And the plot gets deeper and deeper. So I come from a family line that created all of this, that created Illuminati, Boule, all of these groups right now that are being exploited for wicked. They came from the imperial family, the Maximus. And the way I found out was through divine intervention. I kept getting these urges. The ancestors kept saying, you know, study astrology, study astrology. And I got led to, let me see. So, as you know, that we are connected to the outer planets, and we came here. We're connected to the 13 planets. Okay, that represents the 13 families. But those families are what is considered Black nobility families. Okay. And as I was led to the astrology, it led me to my family line. And I began to, let me turn this down. I began to start having questions and visions, and everything just clicked for me.
I have a
And
question.
then, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Black nobility. The word, I'm a little, my mind's a little bit confused because in my mind, I've been setting my head, you know, to not accept Black as being Black, like as in color or like dark skin, melanated. And so when we say Black nobility, is it like skin tone darkness Black, the nobility family, or or it's just Black meaning as status?
No, it's just a superficial term that somebody came up with. I'm not sure why or how. But yeah.
Now I got my mind trained. When I hear the word Black, I'm thinking Caucasian.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
I got my mind. I'm off the page of, you know, every once in a while I have to use it because everybody's still saying it. And everybody's, I mean, it
No,
seems like
these are Asiatic. These are Asiatic. These are
melanated, dark skinned
these
Asiatic.
are these are Asiatic families. But for the sake of conversation, this is what they call themselves, or someone has coined that phrase for them.
Okay. So
This right here, this right here is who.
Many cosmoses and many dimensions and many worlds, and this is just one of them. You know, yes, it is created, and we have their minds are ravenous now. They believe that it's okay to eat animals.
To talk to you and yeah, to pick your brain a bit, and we could start a bit with a bit of background information, just so if people don't know about you and your work.
Yep. Well, I live in Australia. I have been doing syncretism now online since 2011 on my YouTube channel, Mr. Astrotheology. So you can go there and see all the videos I've uploaded of presentations dealing with astrotheology, which is the true theology in all scriptures, and I suppose exposing things, truths that are not so known in the world, in the conventional world. And so I've been showing how to understand scriptures, for instance,
and separating the facts from the truth.
Yeah, endeavouring to as best I can according to my research. So all I claim to be is a researcher who shares his information, and what I'm uncovering is, as you research deeper and deeper, you begin to uncover things that are not so known in the conventional world. So there appears to be a storyline, that the world in general gets fed, and then when you go deeper, you see that things are not as they appear. So that's all I do, and I hope to be able to continue to do it well. And
so that's Santos Bonacci. And as I began to look at the families that he had listed, I then began to do divination. But as I stated, when you tap into self, you can feel what resonates as true and what resonates as not true. So when I began to get into this information, one face in particular popped up in my head. The ancestor showed me this man's face. And I said, is this the family member that's been chasing me and following me and got all these people following me all the time? The answer was emphatically yes. Then I said, well, which family, what's his name? What family is it? And he told me it was the Maxima family. And it showed me the face of this guy, Christopher, that be online with these flags, the American flag and the British flag talking. That's whose face popped in my head. That's why I began to unravel everything from there. But it's my bloodline is two of the main families. These are the families that nobody talks about anymore because that's who they stole the empire from. All the rest of the families, these so-called black nobility families, were our cousins. They're like down the line though. They were the military for the empire who ended up turning on us, turning on the empire, conspiring with other family members to overthrow the empire. And that's what they did. All these years been hiding in the background, running everything, and then put these pale-faced Slavics up, look like the villain and do all their dirty work to conceal their identities. So all of this I'll be talking about, soon in the books. The launch date is September 2022. I'll definitely keep you all posted if it comes out sooner, if one of the books come out sooner.
Did you know who was responsible for bringing them out of the caves?
Yes.
Who did you name?
Well, I'll let you read about it in the book.
Okay.
But yeah, this right here is actually something that happens. This is actually something they do on a contract. And I was shown this after I kept literally feeling it's like a claw on on my back.